What if I told you your farm can make money without selling a single egg, a single tomato, or a single cut of beef? Yep, let's talk farm service-based businesses. Hey guys, I'm Jason, the part-time farmer. I run Long Bottom Farm. We design websites for farmers with homegrown hosting. And today I want to talk about service-based farm businesses, something that's helped us grow beyond just selling food, and that's selling services. There are a number of reasons why selling services from your farm can help grow your farm and your bottom line. Low overhead, high profit. That means that service-based businesses don't require all the inputs in order to create a product. Service-based businesses is typically paying you for your time and your knowledge. You already have the know-how. You learn hacks that can save people a lot of time, and time is money, so people will pay for those solutions. Then there's income diversification. That's where we are diversifying the things on our farm. We're not just dependent on products which require input to make those products. We also have services. So it's a way to diversify your farm for hard times or just to promote growth. Service-based businesses are flexible with the season. Obviously you're busy during the spring, summer, fall, but during the winter you could offer classes on how to butcher a chicken, how to make cheese, how to build a garden raised bed. And then it helps build your brand. You become the go-to person. When you're teaching people how to do things, they tell other people that they learned from you, and that's how you build your brand. You become the person they go to, you become the person they trust. So let's dive into each one of these a little more in detail, a little more in depth, and hopefully by the end, maybe you'll decide that a service-based business is right for your farm. Real quick, we have a newsletter, the Sunday Solopreneur. This comes out every Sunday about 10 a.m. I talk about how to market your products on your farm, how to use social media and websites to grow your farm. I also talk about farming, raising cattle, chickens, pigs. We go through it all, and it's about building your farm business. Sign up now, and you also get a free PDF on how to use ChatGPT to write your social media, to write your newsletters, and to help write product descriptions for your products. This is free download for signing up for the newsletter. One newsletter every 1 to 2 weeks, no spam, I promise. Check it out. I think you'll get a lot of value in learning to grow your farm or homestead, and it's free. All right, back to the video. So you're probably wondering on this nice day why I've got all this garb on. I'm getting ready to put a mask on, and that's because we're cleaning out the brooder. We got chicks coming next week, and you can't see it, but my tractor's right here, so scooping out, putting in. We got to get this clean for the chicks, and I should have done this over the winter when it was cooler, and I haven't had a million wasps running around. Boink!
Not your best.
But we'll get it done. So we're going to work on this a little bit while we're talking about service-based businesses. And the first part of a service-based business that I want to talk about is it can be high income, low overhead. One reason is that you don't have to have inventory storage. You don't have to have freezers. You don't have to buy the products and then turn around and try to sell for a profit. Especially in these days, cost of everything is going up. We raise cattle, pork, and just the cost of buying cattle prices are crazy right now. It's great for the farmers if you're selling cattle, but we tend to buy yearlings, bring them in, raise them out. And right now that has just been an expensive endeavor. I've got some babies on the farm that we've had and have almost even considered taking those guys to the sale barn just because the prices are so crazy. And by the time we raise a yearling out, that's typically 2 years of hay, that's $800 in processing, that's, of course, any vet bills, there's supplements, kelp, salt, there's just so much that goes into it that by the time we've done it right now, it's hard to turn a profit. So a service-based business is something that can really step in and help take care of that. We've talked about some of the service businesses we do here on our farm. One, for instance, is horse boarding. We offer stalls. We already have the barn. The upstairs houses our freezers and stuff, but we have stalls. So we can rent those out. That's not, obviously I paid for the barn, but that's not a constant cost of goods I'm having to bring in to make a sale. I do have to have things like insurance. We have to buy shavings. There are some inputs, but again, it's a service-based business. The inputs are nowhere near like the cost of goods of a product that you sell. Homegrown hosting is another thing that I do. Since becoming a farmer, I've learned to build websites, not because I wanted to, but because I had to. And that evolved into something I really enjoy doing. And now I offer those to farmers. Again, it's taking some kind of knowledge that you have and turning it into something that can help someone else. When you think of a service as a business, you do have to think of how can this help someone else? And that's what it's all about. As a farmer, there are a ton of things you could do to make money. YouTube, one of these things I'm doing right here. I'm just filming what we're doing. It's no special knowledge. I've had to learn to edit and do a few things like that, but I'm filming the videos and putting them up, and that even brings in a little income. So On your farm, think about a service-based business, something that you can get paid for your knowledge, what you know. Again, not all of them will work, but you got to put stuff out there, see what sticks, and even things that don't work, you'll learn from that for the next thing that you put out there. All right, let's get this thing cleaned out. All right, so another reason to consider a farm service business is that you have the know-how, you have the knowledge. Again, this is something that other people may not have. You can sell that. And I'm not saying, start up a bunch of classes and do that, but if you can save someone time and money, then what you have to offer is valuable. And that's a mind shift that a lot of farmers need to take. Your time is valuable. What you have learned is valuable. And honestly, if you even make, say, a mini class and someone's paying you 50 bucks even to take that class that's going to save them thousands, that is valuable. So as a farmer, you should be trying to take your knowledge and see what you can turn that into. And sometimes it's not even just knowledge, basic knowledge. Farm tours are a big example. That's a great way that farms can make money and also promote their business. I hate seeing farmers right now struggle, and a lot of them are struggling. And there are other ways to make money, but we get into mindsets that tell us, well, this is wrong, and I can't do it this. And we tell ourselves these stories, and then it becomes like it's fact, and it's not. I think you need to challenge those beliefs. I think you need to throw things out there, see what sticks. Even if you're not comfortable charging for farm tours, you could charge and then have that money applied to, say, any products they buy during the tour. That way you're not specifically charging them for the tour, yet you're getting people to your farm to buy stuff. So you are technically marketing. There's creative ways to do it, but finding ways to get paid for your time and your knowledge are definitely something that can help farms grow. They are knowledge that's valuable to not only people for the experiences. People from the city would love to get out and see farm animals, see the farm life. Check out your farm, but also farmers as well. Other farmers learn from you. Nothing wrong with sharing knowledge, but there's also nothing wrong with stuff that you've learned the hard way, and that if you can help people get a step up or advance in their farm or their growing, there's nothing wrong with you charging a little bit of money to then save someone else a lot of money. All right, this is a little break from shoveling. Let's get back in here and get this guy done. And then we're gonna go check out the barn, as we just got finally a bunch of footing delivered for the horse arena. Income diversification and resilience. That's what we're going to talk about next. I'm going to show you behind me here. Big old poop pile. This is horse poop, and now I'm putting chicken poop. And the reason we're putting it all here is because my manure spreader, the chain totally just busted. I looked back and I'd been already driving for a while with it, and just bars were sideways, chain was in pieces. And yeah, so if any of you know anything about bigger manure spreaders, those chains are expensive. At least everything I've looked at. Honestly, I need to replace the whole chain. It is an old kind that you have to kind of bang it into the circle link. I don't know exactly what it's called, but I am gonna look into getting some of the simpler ones where you just twist in and they go in. But if any of you guys have any recommendations on where to get one of these said chains, I pretty much need an entire chain. The other problem is my manure spreader. It's an old one. I found a few numbers on it, but I've put those in ChatGPT. I have went on the internet and can't seem to find out exactly which model it is. So my guess is I'll just speak with someone, give them measurements, and hopefully go from there. That's one thing about these older equipment. They're great, but when you need to find parts sometimes, well, there you go. So income diversification equals resilience. And that is something that's super important if you're a small farm. Being resilient, being able to weather these hard times. Again, right now, prices of everything are through the roof. It's crazy, it's been going up, and most of us, we have to buy inputs, we have to buy these things. We grow out the product, we sell the product, and then we hope to make a profit. That's hard at times, and that's where diversification comes in. Having some service-based businesses, you're not dependent on these products. You're not depending on these inputs. Again, we've talked about farm tours, offer classes for something, processing, cheese making. I've seen farms do a culinary night where they actually get a chef involved. You pay a chef, but you offer it to two couples, and they take some of your farm products, and the chef teaches the couple how to prepare a meal. There's wine included. You just make it fun, and there's so many things you can do. But no matter what you do, know that you're weathering these storms. You're weathering when these prices go way up and it's hard to make money selling the products you have on your farm. A service-based business can keep money coming in even when production is down. So definitely something to think about. Flexibility, specifically with the seasons. That's another great thing about a service-based business. Most of you, like me, are busy during the spring, summer, fall. You're at the farmer's market. You are tending to crops, animals, and it's hard to do different things during that time. But come winter, for a lot of farms, that's downtime. And that's time that you could use as a service-based business. So if you're thinking to yourself, I really don't have the time to do this, it's a lot, think about doing it during the winter. Again, that's a time when not a lot of money's coming in sometimes because you're not at the farmer's market. At least broilers, some of the things we do on our farm, you're not doing during the winter. Obviously, if you're gardening veg, you're not doing much during the winter. You may be, but most likely you're not doing a whole lot during the winter. You have more time. So just flexibility. That's another thing that a service-based business for your farm can give you and help to make your farm more sustainable. All right, that was one load. Let's head over, get this last load, hopefully last load of shavings out of the brooder, and then we'll briefly talk about how this can brand your farm, build your brand, and some examples that maybe you can do on your farm. All right, we're back at the brooder. I've got about one more load to go. As you can kind of see, I made the mistake as I left this in here this winter, and I've got waters in here. And what happened is there's a bucket outside, one of my waters is leaking. So every time it rained, it came off the roof into the bucket, which then came out of the water and inside. So all year it's been coming down. So there's a little bit of mold and stuff. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna finish getting this cleaned out. And then once it's cleaned out, we let it air out a bit. I'll probably go in there with a leaf blower again, hit it real good, get all the little nooks and crannies. And then we spray it with usually some vinegar is what I'd usually use, but we're gonna go ahead and use probably a little bit of a Clorox spray just to clean everything, let it set. And it'll have some days before the bird gets here. So air out, kill everything that's in there. And then we'll put down fresh shavings, we'll change the waters out, clean up all the waters and feeders, and we are ready for baby birds and baby turkeys. We're gonna finish that. Last thing I wanted to talk about, building your brand. Starting a farm-based service business essentially makes you the expert. You are teaching people how to do things, you are providing experiences for people, and when you do that, people tend to look at you as the expert of whatever you're teaching. This can help build your brand. This can help give you an authority, if you will, over the products that you're selling, because you're not only selling products, you're also teaching people how to do stuff with these products. And so it can really make people trust you. That's one of the big things with starting a farm, getting customers, is building that trust. A website, that's what we do with homegrown hosting, is a great way to do that. You can tell your story, you can send emails, you give people a place to come back and follow what's going on your farm. Service-based businesses like offering classes, offering workshops, seminars, different things like that can help make you the expert, and everybody wants to buy from the expert. You want to go to the best? That's where it puts you. Something to really think about with your farm brand and building your brand is adding a service-based business to your farm. All right, I'm not gonna waste your time just naming a bunch of stuff, but if you look down in the bottom in the description, I have provided a ton of possible service-based businesses that you can do on your farm. There's a whole list down at the bottom. Look at these, even if you don't use one, it might give you some ideas. And hopefully it helps you think about not only selling stuff from your farm, but also providing services from your farm. So that's it. I hope that was helpful. I want small farms to thrive. I want them to succeed. We need more of them. We need people to be able to find more of them. Part of doing that is a service-based business. And part of that means not to be afraid to charge what you're worth. I'm not saying charge for everything. For instance, these emails, even YouTube videos, you know, there's stuff to give away for free, and you want to help people as well, but you can't do it at the expense of your farm. If your farm is thriving and you're doing great, do all the charity in the world. But if you need help thriving, if your farm needs help, these are some great ways to do it. And you have something that's really valuable to other farmers, to people in the city who just need to get away, and to everyone in general by just teaching them skills that are lost these days. Chicken processing, for one. These are things that you can offer that provide value to people. So realize that when you're offering a service-based business. And the more of this value more small farms provide, the more people that learn, the more people that know, and the more small farms grow. So, all right guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. If you want to learn more about some other ways we market products on our farm, check out this video here and we'll catch you in the next one. All right?